Okay, this is part 3 on the Trans Am wiring. It took me a while, you know, I was doing other things and my back was sore and just working things out, thinking about the best way to do this. So right here on the desk is the engine wiring harness. And down here, which I already got figured out hanging on the guitar stand, is the the front lighting, blinkers, marker lights, all that. So you can see all the tags and that stuff. So I got that all figured out. And I got this all figured out to a point. And to anybody that's interested, again, this is a 1976 Trans Am, the special edition. When I bought the car, nothing was hooked up. It was hooked up to the fuse, to the firewall, this part here, which, by the way, the other half of it is down there. It plugs into here. You can see it snaps into these joints. But anyway, so everything was disconnected. It was like it is. You can see there's some of this shielding missing. It was just a mess. So I didn't know what was what. But so this is how I figured out to do it, if anybody else is interested. First I put tape around it and marked it, you know, like this, longer, but that didn't work. I decided to buy some tags. They're not that expensive. I think they work out like 10 cents a piece with wires. That really works good. So again, I shot another video a couple days ago or a week ago, I can't remember. But this is what I think is the best way if you're in the same boat as me. So let me open this up. You got two different cars. Okay, so what you start first, if you have the mess like that, you get the wires, you get them out, you get them on a table. There's two books. If you're working on a 76. So there's the 75 manual and there's a 76 supplemental manual. This schematic is out of the 76 because I did update a few things. So this is cut out of there. There's also one in here for 75, but I didn't use that one. What else I've learned is that just going to keep the camera point while I'm talking, is when they draw these, they don't have any accessories. Like if you have AC or cruise control or anything that could be on the drawing, is not. At least in this year, in this schematic, it isn't. And I also went through and I marked all the wires into this. Again, who knows when I'm going to get to it. You know how easy it is to forget. So I marked it. You can see, let me start here. This breaks into two pieces. It was just too unwieldy and too hard, all that junk laying on my table, so it just snaps apart. So you notice there's like 7 on this one. So you look here, again, this area here is the engine compartment. There's 7 connections. So I went through and I numbered each one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did the same thing down here. This is the lighting. This is the part that's over there. This has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This has got 11. So there's actually 18. Anyway, I went through and marked each one of these. And also, if you notice, if you look close, there's A, B, C, D, E, F. Then there's S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. So on these numbers, like 1 is YC. And 1 is YC because YC, right there. C down, Y across. That's where I started. And then again, this is like a cheat sheet for me, so I don't forget. Or if I need to check something. But I went through and I marked where all the wires went, what the colors were, what they did. And so now I understand all of it. And I also check the integrity of the wires, because I just figure out you get some kind of battery and put some voltage through it, or use an ohm meter. It's best to use a test light because I have some current. You know, put a test light in between your wire. So I guess that makes sense. But anyway, I think in an earlier part of this video, I'll show you what a fusible link looks like. But I want to show you on the drawing. So you're coming out of, we'll pick this one right here. I don't know what it is, but I think it's, let's see, it's XB. Comes out, shows it going into it's red black. Then it goes into a fusible link. I hope you can see this. But if you get the drawing out, you can. So there's a fusible link there. There's one here. And there's also one they do not show, which is here. And I guess because it's an accessory, but they're from the battery, this is the alternator. You need power to your air conditioning. Well, there's a fusible link coming out of, let's see, where am I? This is what hooks to the alternator. So if you look at this picture right here, real close, you see it says AC lead to that connector. Well, that connector is the one I just showed, wherever it is, right here. So this right here, this green wire is a fusible link. If you follow it back about to here, it changes it, then it's red like it shows here. So there's actually 4 fusible links. So if everybody's interested, this is that part of the fusible links. This is what I made this drawing for, and how they connect to the alternator, and how they go back to the firewall connection, and the different colors. So I found out this is also the best way if you're having trouble. I mean, if you do this every day, maybe it's easy for you, but also I found out, you know, just take the time, figure it out. You can go back and look at it later. But break out things into circuits. So like here's the alternator, the battery, the starter. The more you do this, the more you understand what's going on. Here's the all the tail lights. Again, where it gets confusing is that I think I said there's 17 or 18 wires coming out of the fuse, out of this, but then you end up with like 50 wires. So you have to, once they start splitting up, that's where it gets confusing. Like here, you can see there's one wire coming in out of the TC, which is TC. But it breaks into 1, 2, 3, 4 more wires coming out of there. And then out of there, out of the marker light, then it comes into, well, I guess I won't get into that. The other thing is there's 2 grounds. Again, all this was disconnected, so I didn't know, but let's see if I can find the grounds. There's a ground right here. Again, you have to work it out, but basically there's a ground going from, you got power coming in to your headlight, and we all know you got to have a way for the power to go back out to make a full connection. So the ground is going to somewhere where the headlight is. You know, it's the same kind of connection. I don't know where they are right now, but it looks similar to this. Anyway, and that ground also splits and goes over to the parking light. So the ground is grounding the parking light and the headlight. What's weird is there's no ground on the marking light. And I don't know enough about electrical not to know why. So one of those has to be a ground back somehow to the panel here. Anyway, that's what this is called part 3. Just buy yourself something to test your wires. I mean, you could use an ohm meter, but I don't know if I said this before, but an ohm meter, let's say you have 100 strands of wire, just using a number, and and 99 of them are broken, but one of them's good, you'll still get continuity. So the best way is to hook up a light, like a parking light or something, or go to some kind of light that pulls some kind of current, and put it in between your test. And if that lights up bright, then you know your wire is good. Continuity is not, it's a quick check, but it's not a sure check. You might have some problem with your car. You got continuity, but the light still doesn't work. Or it's really dim. Or let's say a fan or a power door or power window. You can't catch it with an ohm meter. So that's it, I think. Again, I was up here, I don't know what I showed before, but I got a 12-volt power supply, so that's what I use. And I bought this. And I made some connectors, like this one will plug into here. Switch it around. Or if I have a plug like, the same kind, but if you have a plug where you have to plug it in like this, I can plug that in there. Put an elevator clip on the end. But anyway, that's the way I did it. I got it figured out as much as I can. The only thing I can do is I got the I think I talked about this. I don't know if I did. Let me just talk about it again. I can't remember, but going back to, they don't show accessories, so I drew in. What happens is I got to the end of all the things that are shown, and I still had extra wires, and I was trying to figure out what the heck are they. So I tracked down the AC. Again, I just mark it 62, but then I ran into this. Again, I can't remember if I said this or not, but I think this is the part of the cruise control. And it's got this thing that plugs in like that. So it doesn't plug into anything, it plugs into this, and this is mounted on the firewall. I think this is some kind of switch. But then from there it goes to here. So the way this is getting power from the AC. I tracked it down. The power's coming in from the AC on the brown wire, but then from there it splits. It's got this. Not sure what that is yet. Not sure what this is. I'm not sure what that is. Those weren't on the drawing. But I'm not going to be using the cruise control, and I'm not going to be using the AC. But it doesn't mean that I'm just going to cut it out. I just want to know why. And another curious thing is, another reason to check all your wiring is somebody did this right here, if you can see it. They put some kind of resistor or something in there. I'm not sure why, and this wire was cut. So just to close this out, I'll show you one more thing. I'm not sure where the wiring harness mounts. That means, where does it attach to the car? Let me stop it for a second. Okay, so starting this back up on this manual, the 75, it pretty much shows how the wires are run. So that'll help me. Like there's and here's that piece that I was showing you a second ago, but it doesn't say what it is, and you can't. It just doesn't show. I mean, again, it doesn't show the accessories on here. The other thing is a bypass relay, but I don't think that's it. I think it's this piece right here. And I think that is for the cruise control. So anyway, well then also, if you want to see the front end harness, well, again, this is the engine compartment somewhere in here. There might be one for the front end. Let's see. I mean, that's the engine compartment harness. And here's the front end. So this is how it mounts here. It also shows a seat belt bypass. I mean, maybe that's what that is. I don't know. But I think that's the cruise control. So, but it doesn't say anything about cruise control. Anyway, these books do help. I don't like the electronic books because they're just, you can't really, they don't, because the searches don't work that good. If you search something, you might have, it's just hard. And what I suggest, yeah, you get a book. If you're going to work on electrical, you get the right diagram, the newest one. In this case, you need both the books. Make yourself a drawing, and just whatever works for you. That's it. Yeah, I wanted to show something to you. I thought these were the fusible links right here. Let me see if I can zoom in. That connection right there, I thought that's where the red and black with the red stripe connects to this. I'm going to show you this through the, I bought this magnifying glass because I'm getting old. There's that link, or connected. This wire is the fusible length. So, I don't know, I thought that was interesting. I mean, I thought, all my life I wondered about fusible links. So you just need a wiring diagram. It tells you where they are. And then you just search it down. So this fusible link is about a foot long. Anyway, that's what I wanted to show.